Hello, I am my grandchildren's Mimi, and I'm here today to talk to you about our vote and voter suppression. The future of my grandchildren, your children, and your grandchildren are at stake. The future of our country is at stake. I'm doing this of my own volition because I feel so strongly about the current repressive acts being passed in 17 Republican states, and of which there may be others. The number of people who will not be able to vote is a large majority. In Pennsylvania, it's over 750,000 who may lose their right to vote. I am concerned about our vote and our being able to vote. Voter suppression not only will have an impact on the current presidential election, but it will also impact our country and the future, again, of our children and our grandchildren. Please forgive me if I stammer or need to refer to my notes. As I said before, the governors in 17 Republican states have passed voter ID laws. Pennsylvania is in the process of having passed the most restrictive. They just had a battle with the Advancement Project, who put forth a civil suit against the voter ID in Pennsylvania. The Republican federal judge there maintained that the law can be passed. They are now going to the Supreme Court in an appeal, the state Supreme Court, to appeal that decision. In Texas, there's SB 14, which would restrict out-of-state students from using their college ID to vote. However, if you carry a concealed handgun license, ID, in the state of Texas, you can use that to vote. The Voting Rights Act was passed in 1965 by Lyndon Johnson. It's 47 years since that act. Today is 2012, and instead of going forward, we're going backwards. That Voter Rights Act stopped the use of poll tax and literacy tests as a test for people to be able to vote. However, in some states, and in particularly Pennsylvania, that is a very real possibility. People in Pennsylvania will have to get voter IDs. In order to do that, many of them will need a birth certificate. In order to obtain a birth certificate, people will have to spend between $15 and $25 in order to obtain one. And if that is not considered a poll tax, I don't know what is. The Voting Rights Act has two sections that I want to speak to you about, Section 2 and Section 5. Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act prohibits voting practices and procedures that have the purpose or the effect of discriminating on the basis of race, color, or membership in a language minority group. Section 5 requires jurisdictions with significant histories of voter discrimination to pre-clear or get federal approval from the Department of Justice for any new voter practice or procedure. There has not been any proof of voter fraud, of which is the reason that many of these laws have been passed. A New York Times article in October of 2011 speaks to the Department of Justice's investigation of over 300 million votes cast between 2002 and 2007, in which no voter fraud was found. In Texas, where Perry has and would like to pass even stricter voter ID laws, the Attorney General there has found no voter fraud. Voter fraud is a myth. We must fight against these repressive laws. Contact the ACLU, the NAACP, the Advancement Project in Pennsylvania, address your state senator, your United States congressmen, your state legislators, Attorney General of the United States, Eric Holder, and speak to them about these laws and tell them that you will not accept such voter suppression. Our vote is precious. Our vote in the future for our children is precious. Our democracy hinges on the ability that we should all be able to vote without any suppressive acts, laws put in front of us. Don't turn back the clock. Don't give up your right. We must vote. We have to vote. Whether you're a Republican or Democrat, your vote is precious. We must all be able to vote. Go and please address this now for the sake of our children and for our democracy. Thank you.